When my daughter was attending school, yeah, when she was in the school system, I was receiving phone calls from the head teacher every other day. Yeah, not the teacher of her classroom, but the head teacher herself. And why the fuck was she calling me every other day? She was calling to basically tell me coldly that, oh, your daughter has bumped her head today. Your daughter has injured herself today. Oh, your daughter keeps on having accidents. And why the fuck was my daughter constantly having accidents behind the school walls? Why the fuck was my daughter constantly hurting herself behind the school walls? Why the fuck was my daughter hurting herself and injuring herself behind the school walls? I know my daughter very well, yeah? This never fucking happens at home. My daughter would never ever injure herself at home, or even when we go out, she would never have accidents. She would never bump her head. Why the fuck was this only happening in school? I'll tell you why. Because my daughter was having meltdowns, yeah? And instead of them, the teachers, helping her or comforting her in a way that was actually suited to her, no, they tried to fucking pin her down. They tried to force her to shut up, to be quiet. They tried pinning her down and forcing her to be quiet. And that was obviously causing her to resist them even more, which is why she was injuring herself. And then when she's injured and hurt, they would call me to just coldly be like, oh, your daughter is now hurt. But she's never fucking hurt when she's at home with me. This was only happening in the school system. And then when this was getting too much and it was out of control, they turned around to me coldly and they were like, oh, we recommend you to go get her diagnosed for autism because we think your daughter is disabled. We think your daughter is disabled. And why the fuck do they think that? Because bless her, she was unhappy in that fucking environment. The environment was extremely harmful and toxic to her. The environment was extremely harmful and toxic to her that was causing her to shut the fuck down. Not only that, but it was resulting in her having severe meltdowns. And instead of these fucking so-called professionals, yeah, who are trained to deal with autistic children, instead of them helping her, they were trying to pin her down, to force her to be quiet, to force her to shut up, which was resulting in her hurting herself, just for them to turn to me coldly as the mother and be like, oh, we think your daughter has got autism. Fucking bullshit. And you know why they want to fucking blame that child for the way they are and label them with disabilities and autism? Is because they don't want to fucking be held accountable, man. They don't want to be held accountable. Because being held accountable and taking full-on accountability requires full admission of their own fucking fault as a school system. But she didn't fucking stop there. When I called the head teacher, yeah, to deregister my daughter from school and pull her out of the system because it wasn't fucking working for her, she tried blocking my legal right to deregister. She tried influencing my decision and blocking me from deregistering my own daughter, which is not a fucking suggestion, it's a legal fucking instruction. I'm ordering you to take my daughter off the school system. And why the fuck was she doing that? Is because the school system, yeah, this is the truth. So many people don't know, yeah. Every single school in the UK, yeah, lose money from every single head that's being taken out of that school system because the school are paid directly via the local authority. And when the local authority are notified, yeah, that a pupil has been pulled out from that system, that head loses money. They stop paying the school then for that child. They lose money. And not only that, but it also ruins their reputation and reviews on Google, which is why they try to influence parents. They try to stop parents from deregistering their child because of the fucking... They're trying to protect themselves. The laws, yeah? Safeguarding children. All these fucking laws that we see every single fucking day, yeah? They're put there to protect the people in power. They're not there to protect people like us who are just fucking silly little civilians. Nah. They're there to protect the people in power and protect them and their positions and their roles. That's all it fucking is.